hear rock, but my heart is a problem. Maybe if I rip it up my chest, my dear, oh, I can take your problems away.
Bamo. And we're good. We're recording. So let me do a quick introduction real quick. So this is the J music part of this fucking podcast. We're gonna talk about J music. I feel like that is enough of an introduction. I think this is gonna be tangentially related to most of the people that watch this fucking podcast because you're anime fans, so you are listening to Japanese music, but maybe we should get you to listen to Japanese music that's not all any song, because there's other stuff out there. Now, with that being said, I'd like to introduce my big best friend buddy over here, Mr. Skrullz, the World War II dragon himself, Skrullz. Skrullz, how you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing
Yes,
good.
sir.
That was a crazy intro.
You know I'm good with it, bro. I'm hyped with it. You know what I'm saying? I was built for it. I was built for this shit.
I mean, I can't take that away from you, bro.
Yeah, bro. Now to run down of these topics. Initially, we were going to talk about the 9mm album, 9mm Parabellum Bullet album that just came out. But I just recorded the reaction and us talking about it afterwards. And I feel like that's probably substantial enough of a video. I apologize for not wearing a shirt in that video. But I don't apologize for not wearing a shirt in that video. I know I'm giving everybody what they want. Just like Skrullz. Skrullz was eyeballing me the entire time. It was weird. Like I could sense him looking over at Discord, like getting a peek of my nipples. It was very weird. It was very odd. It was
That's crazy. Like Discord forces me to see it in like corner of my screen when I minimize this shit, bro.
I don't know what you're talking about. You can just admit that, like, I'm cute. Like, just say it. Like there's no problem with it, bro.
That's weird, bro. That's crazy.
That's weird? How is that weird? I'm not weird. You're weird.
I'm the weird one here. That's crazy.
Fuck you. All right, so I'm gonna run down the list of topics I got here. There's really not that many. The first one we could talk about is POLKADOT Stingray album. I think we are virtually of the same conclusion here. I don't know why they did this. I was pretty excited once so I didn't know that this thing was dropping to start. So when I logged on to Spotify, I saw a song on my release radar. My typical behavior when I see something in my release radar, right, especially if it's of an artist I usually like, is to immediately click on whatever the album source is, because it's very likely it's very easy to just figure out albums that way. And for whatever reason, I've not been updated on Japanese albums because nobody is doing like crossfades anymore for whatever fucking reason, and nobody's putting announcements on YouTube. Especially not ZUTOMAYO, but we'll get to them in a little bit. But I heard this as a surprise album drop with you, actually. We did a listen through, and I was very unimpressed. I don't think I walked away with a single hit on the album, and aren't there like 13 or 14 songs on this thing? There are.
Oh, it's definitely an album.
It is 14 songs long. It's 48 minutes, and I didn't have a single song that I was like, this is the one. There are some decent songs in here. The ones I have marked, but I don't remember basically any of these ones I have marked, except for the one that's very short. Hide and Seek is the shortest song on there, but I thought it was the most interesting. Dude Surf. There's the remix of the or the arrangement of the song they did back in 2017.
Yeah, that's
just like
that
short.
Track 8.
Yeah, it's short. Track 11, it's like Tsukikage, and track 12 I remember because I heard it in the car like maybe like 2 days ago. But Ridu, they say it like Ridu in the song. It's weird because the katakana reads like Rido. But point being, I was not very impressed. I thought the most interesting thing to come out of the album was probably vocally, she did this thing where she kind of sounded like what the fuck is the name? Hana Kanazawa, but it was weird because it sounded a little artificial, because the auto-tune was like super duper strong, but I kind of like that. It was super strong and it was somewhat chopped up, and it led to like a really interesting aesthetic, but she didn't stick with it. So
it kind of reminded, I feel like Sheena Ringo's done that a few like tracks before too. Like, I feel like, I mean, yeah, definitely Kana Hanazawa was definitely like one I thought of when I heard that, or her do that voice, but like, you know, just like in the music sphere, the J-pop sphere, like I know that Sheena Ringo's done that, like very artificial, super like auto-tuned. It's just like, I don't think she can really sound like that. She doesn't really have that range up there, so she doesn't really interact with that. But I mean, I don't know. I think that like, cause I checked out some of the 2020 album, again after listening to this album, and it just feels really like it just feels really like uninspired compared to that album. Yeah, and I didn't even really like that album when I like first heard it. And it was just like, it just feels like they didn't really have as many different song ideas, or like just changing up stuff. And I feel like, I think it's more of a culprit of like, I feel like they probably felt like they needed to put out an album out because they're kind of hot right now. So it feels almost, I don't know, maybe I'm reading into it, but like it feels like they're seeing an uptick given like what was going on in their 2020 album. So they're kind of like, it just feels more like an album trying to capitalize on that success almost. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I could definitely see that. There's not a whole lot here that is even relatively experimental. I thought like the ending of the 2020 album, so Nanimono, has Nanimono, which is like a song that sounds absolutely nothing like the rest of Polkadot Stingray's discography. It sounds like a fucking Picon song. So what I think was the song that like turned me on to that album really hard. And then there's like Keshin, there's the I hate you, I love you, Himida, Kiraira, Wakata, Wakanda. That shit's a bop. There's Fiction, which is a little funkier than like almost everything on this current album.
There's a few songs on this album that feel like they're kind of trying to hit that note, like that Fiction vibe, but like it's just definitely not as like explosive.
No, it's not as explosive. It doesn't feel like as heavy as a Committal. You know, oh yeah. Favorite part of the album. Definitely the very first time that this was pretty experimental by them. So they did this thing where like they would do like two choruses, and then it would be a guitar solo.
Yeah, it's like where is this thing going with this, bro? It's what I was sitting here like experimental. I'm looking around like, yo, if I had a camera now, I'd be like, I gotta find the dictionary. Like,
he's over here looking at the camera like.
Like what? Like, what
experimental? What are you talking about?
Yeah, what experiments? What are we doing?
Hey, for context, for anybody listening, we like to pick on artists that do like that have these trends that they just absolutely cannot fucking divorce themselves from. So like an example of this would be like Ayase. And if you don't know who Ayase is, YOASOBI is actually a two-part group. YOASOBI's like done the Beastars opening, or Beastars 2 opening and ending. Also known for a bunch of other stuff like Yori ni Kakeru and whatever. Ayase, the producer, has this really bad habit of fucking just key switching the last chorus on every single fucking song. Like he has absolutely no idea how to, or maybe, I don't want to say he has no idea. He has no desire to vary his final chorus in any other way than just transposing it.
To me, I kind of feel like, to me, I always look at that as like he's giving a nod to his Vocaloid roots, because I feel like that's a very like Vocaloid, like traditional producer way of like being like, yeah, this is how we up the ante in our final chorus.
Yeah.
But it's like, yo, I don't think I've ever seen anybody just so committed to never not doing it. It's like I remember when I first heard something like that, I was like, damn, this is crazy.
Yeah.
When I hear their songs, it's like your song's not crazy enough at any point to warrant this kind of switch.
It's like the first 3 times you hear a YOASOBI song, you're like, this the hot new band, nigga. Like, this shit finna be, oh my god, they're gonna blow up. And then, they do it for the 12th time, and you're like, it's
like,
coming.
oh, we here again. We here again, boys.
He just doesn't fucking care. But we brought this up in reference to the POLKADOT Stingray thing, because POLKADOT Stingray, for whatever fucking reason, cannot divorce off of this idea of the only way I can link the second part after the chorus through like the bridge into the last chorus is like a fucking guitar solo. Like it is just always verse, chorus, guitar solo specifically, and then everything else.
And the crazy part is, it felt as the album went on, the guitar solos got lazier and lazier.
They got shorter too. Like one of them was only like 4 seconds.
Yo, I swear the dude just started playing those, dog. And like one of the, he was like, you know what? Yo, you want a solo? All right, bet.
And then it's just like, all right, next. Like, what was it even there for? Like,
they had to have a solo.
It's not even a solo at that point. Like, he's like there for like 3 seconds, hitting random, get the fuck out, get the fuck out. Like,
well, that's why you go see them live, because then they, you know, the live version, that one goes on for longer, and then they introduce each other. You know, it's like, oh, this is the guitar player. He does every solo. He does every single one of them.
Maybe it is cooler live. They might be somebody that's actually way more interesting to watch live. So like,
I don't think so.
Really?
I really don't. Because every time I've watched like I've watched Fuji Rock, I think the most like powerful people are like what was that one band that did the I forget the name of them. Fuck. They did Gingham Boys. Yes. Way before they did the opening for Sunny Boy, or the opening in air quotes for Sunny Boy. I knew them because at Fuji Rock one year, they performed live, and the singer was like melting. He was sweating, and he was covered in snot. He looked gross. Dude looked like yo, he was deformed, boy. He was looking deformed by the end of his set. He looked like he was a puddle on the floor. But like, the thing is, to me, it's like the music, I didn't even care, right? It was just like his energy. Like, I think they performed like 4 or 5 songs during the whole like 30-minute set. He was just he's just shouting at the crowd for like 10 minutes. They fucking start screeching at them, and then you know, he'd sing a song for like 2 minutes, and then he'd just go back to doing that. And like, he could do the song no problem. It's just the whole like in the middle where he was talking to the crowd, like it was just killing him. And he'd have like a seizure on stage. It would just be like, all right, guys. Whew, okay, let's perform a song. And they do it no problem. The next one. It's like, so like, to me, like that like sticks with me way harder. And I'm like, I have no idea how POLKADOT Stingray would be live, because I doubt they do that. I doubt they'd do that. I think they would just be very no bull. I feel like they'd be no bullshit. I feel like they'd just be like plowing through the songs like it's nobody's business.
You don't think they would be like,
listen to that music. No, but I mean, when they're playing their old stuff, I mean, it's gonna be crazy. But like, I feel like they're definitely like a no bullshit artist. I feel like, cause like if you hear that album, like if nothing else, they're dedicated to the mission objective. You know, feel me? Like,
yeah, I hear that.
They giving you from start to finish everything that POLKADOT Stingray is about.
It is consistent.
It's not good, but
it's not. It's just consistently like mediocre. Like
that's what I mean, though. Yeah, like that's what I mean, though. It's like, at what point of their discography have you felt, damn, yo, these guys like they're just lacking. They're never lacking. They're just giving you way too much of what it is. It's like,
yeah.
Like you sit there like, yo, like this would have been like better if you didn't do as much.
Yeah, it's like, you should try a couple of different things. Honestly, I just really want to see them expand on that weird, like the artificial Kanazawa stuff. I thought
That
that
would
was
be
just,
cool.
I thought that just sounded really interesting when it was implemented. It was like,
Yeah.
I'd love to hear like, if not like a full album of this, like an EP, just to see where this goes and just take it a step further. Like, I'd be interested in something like that, but I
can
don't
see them doing it. I don't think they're gonna go for it because it's just like it's so like. I feel like it's like they established a brand and they're very like rigidly in that right now.
Yeah.
I feel like they're gonna need like an album to like kind of like be a switching up point for them.
I'm also kind of curious if we go back to Nanimono and we look at the streams right now. Nanimono is definitely the worst performing song of that album, but it's not unprofitable, I feel like. But also, most of the songs on the album, it clearly didn't do as well as most of the other songs on the album, though.
Yeah, I get that.
So maybe they don't want to experiment nearly as much. But I feel like as an artist, like there are some times where your desire to experiment supersedes the expected results, or like what are your expectations for what you think the results would be. So i.e. like I will experiment with the fucking sound on something even though I know it's not going to appeal to a large amount of people, just because I feel the fucking desire to do so. I feel like at some point, like, that happens with every artist, but that did not happen at all during the course of this album. It doesn't appear that way, at least. It appears like this is structured in such a way that, like, this is all, like, very palatable music, but it's all very not interesting. Mostly not interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, still performed pretty well on the Oricon charts. I think it's at number 10 right now on Oricon charts. But it's whatever. I don't really have anything else to say on that. Do you?
I think we said we beat the horse to death.
Okay. We can talk about the actually, this is not J music related, but I do want to talk about this because you brought this up before we actually before we started doing the 9mm listen. This Fantano versus Drake situation is so fucking weird. What the fuck is going on here? Like Drake, this is such a massive fucking L. So for people that have not heard about this, I'll give you a rundown of the situation. So from the viewer's perspective, basically what happens is you're subbed to Anthony Fantano. He uploads a video and it's titled something like Drake slid into my DMs. In the video, Fantano is going over this DM that he allegedly received from Drake that's giving him like a vegan cookie recipe. It's like Drake reaches out and he's like, hey, what's up, dude? I know we don't agree with like my albums and stuff, but I appreciate that you've liked some of my old stuff and whatever. And here's this really cool vegan cookie recipe I want you to try out. Flash forward like 12 hours later, Drake posts on his Instagram story that he did indeed send Fantano messages, but the messages were actually like, your life is a 1 out of 10. Like, and you only get a point for like living, and because you're dating a black woman or you're married to a black woman, your entire existence is a 1 out of 10. Which is like weird because one, like the insult sucks, but two, he like outed himself. Like, why would you leak your own DMs in such a situation to make you look like such... I don't know, like, did he not process that leaking his own DMs like this was an L?
Well, yeah, that's what, yeah, right? Like, it's like, okay, like, first of all, it's like, I think Fantano did the funniest thing he could have done in this situation. And I think that Drake did the biggest L he could have done in this situation. Like, he fumbled the bag harder than, like, it's like, bro... What did you do? Like, what did you... Like, what were you thinking? Like, at any point of this whole situation, did you think, this is a bad idea? Like, I like, first of all, it's like, damn. When I see the DM, I'm thinking there, I'm like, yo, this man messaged him at 9:42, and you're Drake. Like, what are you doing? Like, first of all, like, I thought you, like, you're supposed to be the guy with, like, the craziest life going on. Like, you got all the girls, bro. Like, you the man, right? Like, you the guy, you that guy. But it's like 9:42. It's not even like it's like a time. Like, that's the time you should be doing shit, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you should be like doing shit, performing, maybe watching Netflix.
Like 9:42 EST.
Yeah.
Like, you're
like,
just
what
like,
are you doing?
What the fuck are you messaging? Like, is Fantano like that much on your mind that you felt the need?
But
to
like,
just...
and the craziest part is like, he didn't just drop. Honestly, never mind. Like, this man must have been sitting on this. Like, damn, I'm really gonna get him. I'm really get that boy Fantano. Really got.
And I guess like the biggest piece of context here that makes the story look so fucking bad for Drake is that like you may be thinking, based on the way that like I've kind of like ordered this story. I hope it's like the order of events is kind of obvious, but let me like explicitly state them. You may be thinking that Fantano posted the video first and then Drake sent a DM and he like baited him into it. But what actually happened is Drake sent these initial DMs that are like, Fantano, your existence is a 1 out of 10, completely unprovoked. Like, there was no message history between these two. Like, if you go on and look at Drake's story, they have never sent messages to each other.
Yeah, so he's just been sitting on it too. But yeah, like and the crazy thing is like, I mean, like him just being like, you know, you're only over DV because you got with a black girl. Like, I'm like, that's kind of high key racist. Like, you're out of yourself. Like, it's high key racist. Like, what? Like, it's like, it's weird. Like, it's like, I'm like, okay, this was like, he had a whole day to 2 days to sit down and really like ruminate on like what he did. And he was like, no, this is what I'm doing. I'm like, okay, wow, this man's crazy. This man's drinking. Yeah, when I saw that, like, like the whole thing came out after everything that was said and done, I was just like, Drake, really?
That's like the biggest L I've seen him take in a while. Like, cause it's one thing when you just release an album and it ain't good. It's like, okay. Yeah. Speaking of which, I was actually out at with a couple of friends last night. We went to like this Rodrigo and Gabriella concert, and then we came back to one of my friend's sister's house, like her apartment, and they were just playing fucking house and like dance music and whatever, and we didn't realize that there was like a 15-minute stretch where we were just listening to Honestly Nevermind. So I guess we found the one context in which that album is kind of like cool. It's when you don't realize that you've queued it. It's like when you don't realize that you've queued it and you're just like lounging around in a fucking place with a group of fucking people. Then it actually is not that bad. It's a vibe, but it's not good. I still give that album like a 4. Like, a very, very strange album. But anywho, I just felt the need to mention that. But yeah, I mean, even bigger than that L of an album, this is fucking wild. Why? I just don't understand why you would leak your own DMs. How do you not see that this is negative publicity for yourself? I also feel like, did he feel the need to make a disclaimer about, like, I don't know, did he think that the stuff about the vegan cookie recipe, if people assumed it to be true, like both of us did when we first fucking heard it, even though we both thought it was very strange, we definitely went like, that's strange, but that just sounds like something Drake would do. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Was he scared that people like us exist? Cause like, I mean, like, even if we did believe it to be true, I don't think that's a bad thing. I feel like that's positive press for him, right?
I would say so.
And then, like, if like he ever wants to
it makes him seem like a chill guy. Yeah. I feel like if he brought it up in an album, that'd be kind of funny. Yeah. Just be like, man, I'm like, I cook it like I'm the chef, or like some, you know.
I cook it like my head's a melon. I'd be like, oh shit.
Oh shit.
It's a reference. Wow. Oh shit. Like,
yeah, it's like, bro, I just like I don't know. I like to think that he's sitting on his couch, right? You know, in his $1 million like fucking penthouse, he's chilling there, watching on his TV and stuff, and he's just watching Fantano reviewing like all his albums, and he's like, you know what? I'm sending it today. I'm gonna unleash it. I'm like,
it's like,
I'm like, yo, that boy Drake looking way too. He look way too invested, bro.
Yeah, it's just like, why? I don't fucking know. I don't really have anything else other than that though. It's just like, why? Like what?
It's so bizarre.
Just, why would you send the DMs initially? I guess maybe his excuse is gonna be like he was drunk, or he just won't fucking address it.
But that's 2 days. Like he had 2 days. Like, oh, you understand? Like, it's like he can't get away with that because he sent the DM, right? The DM was gonna go to hit the Fantano's grave with him. Like he called him out. Like he put out the video like cookie recipe, and so like Drake obviously probably watched that video. It was like, bruh, no, I did not send out a cookie recipe.
No, I caught this nigga a bitch. let me set that straight real quick. I don't fuck with this nigga. It's like,
I don't do cookie recipes. I'm Drake.
Yeah.
I don't cook.
I'm not a vegan. I would never eat a vegan cookie. Maybe he was like severely offended.
No, I bet you he was severely offended about the fact that he's like, bro, I did not misspell a single word in my DM, okay? He's over here, because of the video, he's like saying like, oh man, he misspelled the word applesauce. He put only one P.
Yeah. I think part of this is definitely got to be like, I think Drake has this very obvious, what am I gonna say? Nobody views Drake as like this hard street thug fucking guy, right? I feel like
it's never happening. It's never happening now.
Yeah,
like this dude just got pranked by a Fantano. Like he pranked himself. Like it's never gonna happen.
I wonder if like there was, maybe it's a subconscious thing that I'm suggesting here, but do you think that like the implications of light skin energy and him like representing light skin energy had anything to do with him feeling the need to have to out the fact that he explicitly stated that he did not fuck with this guy? Like, do you think that was an attempt at a power play? Or like,
okay, well, so like the thing here is like, he's not the first guy to go at Fantano and say like, I don't like the way that you're, I don't like you because you're talking crap about my music. He's not the first guy to do that. And I don't think he's the first guy to go in his DMs and Fantano ignoring him. I'm sure there's other people that he's done that to, that have done that to him. It's just that Drake was of a level where it's like, oh, he can make a joke out of that, like getting a DM, right? Obviously. So why not? But I'm sure other people DM'd him just like the stupid, scathing ass, like whatever the hell kind of baby, like 12-year-old like level message that he got from him, right? Like, cause that was like some like 12-year-old shit. Like, yo, really, like that was like so low effort. It's like, bro, it's weird because it's low effort in a way that he's watching his content more. He's way invested in this man. Like it's like because I think he's feeling a way about it because he's like, damn, I actually like that guy Fantano, and I wish he liked my music more.
Yeah. It's like I actually respect this nigga's opinion, but he keeps shitting on my albums because they're not very good. But the last album's a weird one. The last one's a weird one anyways because it's like, I've said this to a bunch of people. It just, now that I actually make music, it sounds like the most, how should I say this? Like intentionally unpolished album I can remember of this like profile. Where it just sounds like he walked into the studio, did all of the recordings in one take, was like, yes, this is really flawed, but let's auto-tune it to shit. And there's nothing wrong with auto-tuning, but like, obviously when you're doing this much fucking correction on your vocals, like, it's just, I don't know. There are like parts of the production here that just seem so obviously like a one-take effort that I wonder if it even took him like 2 weeks to fucking record this album.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is like, he's a busy guy, bro. He's a busy guy. He's got a lot going on. He's got to go to each basketball game. You understand me? Like
they're in the off season.
he gotta. Well, he's he has a basketball team in Canada now.
He's fist bumping Ronaldo and Messi. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
busy being a superstar and shit.
Yeah, he's busy being big.
He's trying to figure out why like I'm not calling him on his cell phone no more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, hey, let's go. And I was just like, bro, that's some like, I don't know. I guess I can see what you're saying. Like that definitely is some like little man syndrome right there.
It's just so fucking weird. Like,
It's
I do
weird.
wonder
It's
if
like, bro, you are
subconscious.
the biggest. You are the #1 guy. You don't need to be beefing with nobody.
Yeah, and it's like, it's one thing if you feel slighted by somebody. I think you're allowed to feel whatever you want to.
Yeah, you're allowed to feel
regardless of,
away,
like,
but
yeah,
like,
but
there's a
acting
difference.
on
Okay,
it and
yeah,
like,
there's a
yeah,
difference between
it's-
like feeling away and then feeling away, going out, saying something to a dude, and then when he is legitimately trying not to put your name out there, he's not trying to put you in like the trash. He literally throws himself there. He's like, no, I am an L. I'm taking that. That's me. And I was like, but the bigger thing here is this a bigger L than the Pusha T beef?
No, because he had to come out and talk about how he has a son. So,
I mean,
probably
but this
not.
is like, I mean, hey, it doesn't seem like he had to spend too much time with his son. I mean, if he had got time for Fantano messages, I mean, like,
I'll say it like this. I think retrospectively, I actually don't think the Pusha T thing is like as big of an L as like it was in the moment. I think in the moment it was such a big L.
it was such a big L. It was like
because it was-
cataclysmic.
Yeah, it's like cataclysmic allegation against like you being a terrible fucking father. But like in retrospect, it's forced him to actually be in his kid's life. So cool. It's not really as much of an L. This, however, I feel like this is not retrospectively going to look like a smaller L. Like it's just going to be a fat
Like,
L.
I feel like what it does for him, like his character and like how he portrays himself in his music, is gonna be bigger than just this. Because like the thing is, like a big part of like his last, like not this is honestly never mind, but like a big part of Certified Lover Boy was just kind of like a lot of those braggadocious songs being really like, you know, I'm above these guys. Like I'm not affected by this. You know, the rap beef. It like everybody can beef at me, but I don't beef back because I'm bigger than those guys. Yeah, I don't need to. I don't need friends in this industry, bro. You know, I don't need none of that, right? Like I'm the GOAT. I'm certified, and it's like I get it, right? But then this happens. It's like, okay, well, obviously all these people have been bothering you the whole time because you've been sitting on this for a minute. Like, there's no way. Like it's like this is not like yesterday. I woke up and I was just like, you know what? Now I'm a hater. You know, now I hate all these guys. Like,
yeah, I just wonder what the fuck popped in this nigga's head to think I'm gonna hit send on this 3 times. 3 times.
It's not the sending. But the thing I keep doing that.
Like,
but yeah, the thing is like, okay, I get the one night type beat because sometimes in the middle of the night you just, well, I mean it's not the middle of the night.
Like
it's
shit
like
just hits you.
Yeah, some shit just hits you. You feel like you gotta do it. You just gotta do it. I get it.
But then he saw the
a day
vegan
later,
cookies.
24 hours, he woke up. He woke up the next day and was like, you know, I'm gonna do it again. Like
that nigga said vegan cookies. Man, fuck you, nigga. I'm like, oh, damn, nigga. Like
And he did that within the day. Like I want you to know, this beef evolved before I could finish the video. Like the initial vegan video, the initial like video about, I'm like, dude, this boy watched the video faster than I watched the video.
Shit is wild.
Like, aren't you supposed to be doing shit? Oh, you got shit going on in your life? Like, damn.
Maybe this is part of a big ploy to just put him on the album or give him a diss track.
I mean, he's gonna have to make a diss track now, honestly. Like, this is like, because it's just so, it's become so big because it's like, Drake made it big. You feel me? Like, it's not like, this didn't have big.
This wasn't gonna be anything.
Yeah, this was literally not gonna be shit if like it's just Fantano said like, oh, bro, how many people give a shit about Fantano? Enough, but like not a lot. Not like Drake, but like this has been circulating the news outlets like crazy. Like,
Yeah.
Like this, there ain't nothing going on right now. Like Drake fucked up.
That nigga really did choose a bad time to do this.
There
There's
ain't nothing
literally
going
no news and music going. Like after the PNB Rock shit, like this is nothing happening, nigga. Like at all. Like
that's what I'm saying, bro. We're getting ready for the Playboy Cardi album. We're praying to the stones right now, dog. We're praying for the stones. Come on, Cardi, come out of your dungeon. Be like a vampire, make funny noises at me.
I think that's basically all I've got. I do have some shit about like the YOASOBI Gundam opening and the ZUTOMAYO thing, but I don't really think there's anything really big to discuss there. I think YOASOBI on a Gundam opening is a weird fit, but it also just, we already talked about YOASOBI in passing when we mentioned the thing with Ayase.
Yeah.
It's literally just another
it's just another one, bro.
Song.
I mean,
And,
the thing is, like, I would say, like, the thing is for me is, like, I really don't know how much longevity they're gonna have in, like, the...
I don't either. I really don't fucking know.
The thing is, it's like, okay, actually, I already thought they would already fallen off. Like, honestly, after their first, like, big, like, you know, after, like, I gave up on music, this and that, I thought they were done. They're still kind of holding it. They're still holding it down. It's kind of crazy looking at it. Like,
I gave up on music is Yorishika.
Oh. Blinks. Sorry about that.
You're good.
They kind of blend in my head, but
that's fine because I can see exactly fucking why. Because Yorushka is weird because they keep. I think Yorushka is prepping for an album drop, but I've not seen them announce anything anywhere.
Well, didn't they put out an album like last year?
I think they did, but I never listened to it in its entirety.
Wow, this man said,
like,
man, you know, I think they're
like
prepping
damn
for
near
it.
20 tracks.
Yeah.
I thought that shit was like damn near 20 tracks. I'm like, I'm not listening to 20 tracks of the same fucking Yorushka song over and over again. It's not happening, nigga. Like it just won't. I could be fucking. I know they. I mean, no, they did a 2020 album. I don't know if they did one last year.
Yeah. No. Yeah. It seems like that was a 2020 situation.
Yeah, they did an EP last year. EP was.
The 2020 album has some good songs on it, but the problem is it's just. They're like the problem with that is just like there's a lot of songs that are really like similar.
Yeah, but that is Yorishka.
But yeah, my bad. So sorry for going on that. Yeah, I would say like, well, yeah, I would just not to be too mean, but Yorushka is probably a better version of YOASOBI in my brain. It's kind of how they've.
I think. Yorushka will do Sui will do interesting stuff with some of like the guitar and like the instrumentation and the sometimes. But I think the thing that YOASOBI has going for them is that Ikura is just such a fucking fantastic vocalist.
Well, she's really good.
I would just listen to her all fucking day if I could. I just would like to hear her more like with niggas like Tokyo Ska Paradise Orchestra. As opposed to hear her with like.
I mean, Ayase's production isn't really that strong in my eyes.
Yeah, so, I agree. It's just not varied enough. I feel like his stuff works better if he's like working exclusively with Vocaloid, but he's working with a very talented singer, and it feels like he's limiting her a lot of times. This Gundam opening just sounds like another YOASOBI song. Like it sounds like nothing of note to me.
I would say that the thing with YOASOBI, so yeah, back on it. Well, actually, yeah, my thoughts were on YOASOBI. I just brought up a Yorushka song. My bad. I'm looking at what they put out, so I'm not getting confused, and I still feel like the songs I was thinking of the night, like were Into the Night, like the RGB Kaibutsu, Go City Tokyo, like those are songs I had in my head. So. I may have vocalized the wrong word.
It was one tiny slip, but I mean, like, that's what I figured. I was like, he knows who YOASOBI is.
I've listened to their songs, like, but it's just, I would say I didn't actually think after their initial, like, I thought, the songs that, like, that first hit the top 10, like, Go City Tokyo, Racing Into the Night, I thought that was it for them. And like Halcyon, and I thought that would just be it. Like I thought, like such a fucking bob. I thought all three of those songs were like they were good enough. I can see why they charted, but it feels like a one and done gimmick to me, right? They kind of keep doing that sound, and I don't really think they really evolved much. That's it. But
I think he needs to lean into his vocalist more.
Yeah. But the thing is, it seems like it's still charting really well. So it's like, damn, I really can't take it away from them because it's still selling
now. YOASOBI is now a household name. So it's like if they are going to release anything, it does not fucking matter. They are going to top charts every time they release. But like he should lean into his vocalist more. Ayase should definitely lean into Ikura more. I guess that's always been my thing. Like, you hear something like Yasashi Suise, and she's killing this fucking vocal performance, and he's just like, I have to key switch. Like, fuck you. It's like, that just wasn't necessary. Like,
no, that's what he has to do. He has to do it to him.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah. I think that's generally my point.
Yeah.
Okay.
The only other thing was the ZUTOMAYO songs. The first one was Kiete Shimai Soul Desu. It's kind of like a little bit, I wouldn't say necessarily super duper funky. Really nice bass line. Lots of really interesting strings. The highlight of the performance is definitely Akane's like vocal performance, and her just like making jumps between crazy fucking intervals all over the place. The second song they released, I already forgot the fucking name of. Let me go check it real quick. Second song they released, they just released yesterday. We're recording this on 9/17. So it was either yesterday or I guess it was a couple of days. Well, 2 days ago. This is like Natsu, I think that's like Natsu Tsude or Yusude or something like that. I can't remember the second part of that, but yeah, it's like it starts off like a Japanese like city pop song, and then it doesn't really go anywhere with the concept, and it's just kind of like it's a pretty average singing performance by Akane, and there's not a whole lot going on from my perspective. That was really all of the thoughts I had on it. I had nothing else aside from that. It was basically like getting Milabo and then getting like any other artist dropping a song. Is how I saw like the difference between those two songs. So
yeah, definitely. I thought the first single was pretty decent.
Yeah,
like I liked it. It wasn't like crazy. I wasn't like, oh my god, this is like very distinctive, or like, you know, like anything really that special from ZUTOMAYO. Okay, I feel like ZUTOMAYO occupies like a spot in like the you know, like the J-pop scene that like it definitely is theirs, and I just was like, yeah, like it's not like that song was necessarily in their bag. It was just kind of like they were just making a song, and it was like it sounded like a J-pop song. It's good, but it just wasn't like, you know, like any of their stuff that they had been releasing, even off their like last EP.
No.
So like, you know, it's a little weird, especially since given how much they like been dropping music this year. It's like I don't really think you. I think it would have been fine if they just like let it, you know, live for a bit, and then they came back like maybe at the end or like beginning of the next year with more stuff that feels a little bit more polished. Because like it's not like that both of those songs aren't polished. It's more like there really isn't that pizzazz moment, I feel, for both of them.
Yeah, I'm pretty much of the same opinion. I do think the second song, the vocal performance, does stand out to me a lot because it's similar to something I'd hear on like Milabo from them. But but the second song in particular was just like, we had the exact same reaction when we first listened to it, which was like, song fucking starts, ooh, like city pop. I like this. Waits 2 seconds. Now, Tatsuro Yamashita would be some really nice music to throw on right now, and from that point on, I ceased caring too much about what the fuck I was listening to.
Well, that's like the problem. Like, it's like, man, I mean, when you come out of city pop, you have to be hitting it with your 100.
Kill that shit. Like you
got 100. You gotta go 100 on it. Like it's not.
City pop is it's a vocal.
And especially that, like, not even like just doing city pop, because doing city pop, like, obviously, you know, you might not get the immediate Tatsuro Yamashita comparison, right? But like, they were very much going in his lane, and it's like, I don't know if your car is fast enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if you're the guy. I don't know if you're the person who could be pulling this one.
Yeah, I just would have liked to have maybe seen a little bit more of a lean into the vocal performance.
Well, it's not even the vocal. I think like both the vocals and the production.
The production's not interesting.
It's not really interesting. It's just kind of gives you that vibe. It's like, it's like the type of song where it's like, if she was doing more with her voice, it would be like a much more interesting song, obviously, but it's not like it's either their fault. It's more like
it's just a fault because like neither of them stepped up to be the person.
Nobody stepped up, and now we have a problem. Like,
yeah,
right? Like,
exactly.
If one of you, either the production or Akane, were like fucking remarkable on this shit, this would have been cool. But it's just kind of average where it sits right now. It doesn't really sit in any sort of remarkable space. I definitely agree. But I'm cool with Kiete Shimai Soul. I'm cool with that one. Yeah, that's all I've got for this week. I think we're gonna have a couple of albums dropping next week, I presume. But I guess we'll get there when we get there. I will go ahead and chop this up in the editor, and I will attach it to the end of that podcast. And yeah, that's all I've got. I'll do a formal outro for the podcast probably later tonight, whenever I'm finishing up the editing. Anything you'd like to plug? Like YouTube channel, perhaps? Spotify, SoundCloud, perhaps?
Me? Listen to Skrullz music. Listen to me. Listen to my Skrullz music. Let's go. Thumbs up. That's really like how to promote. Oh, actually, I'll promote my friend as well. Shout out to Luna Lenta. That's my bro. My musical brother. So if you listen to his music, it's like listening to my music, but better.
Okay. Oh, ooh. So what you're saying is, I should have that nigga on instead. No, I'm joking.
Nah, he wouldn't produce for you.
I was talking about for the podcast, but...
Oh.
but...
Oh, I'm sorry. I
appreciate the honesty, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not Akane yet. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm not saying that.
It's cool, bro. I can be like ISA. I can keep making the same song. It's fine. I just gotta run promos for it. It's cool.
Look, no, it's not like that. Like, really, it's more like he just, you know. I would say our biggest difference as producers is like he doesn't really make music that's like with vocals in it, and I, you know, it's not like I can. Okay. It's like sometimes I will, you know.
Okay. That makes sense. All right, but yeah, that's all I got. So we will see you guys later.
Then you better look past him, trying to remove romance from my head. But it just will not go away. I can feel this problem will stay. I will regret this when I find you dead. Oh,